this computer. I have a normal computer. Recording. Okay, officially hello to everyone. We start the meeting at 7:01. 7:01. I'll take the minutes.
Thank you.
Well, Cassie, did you take the folder which Debbie gave us?
I have read through everything. There's a lot here. I'm not sure where we want to begin. And I mean, like Debbie, some of your post-its say some of these things are redundant or overlap or contradict. So, I mean, maybe we want to start with the bylaws that you've like highlighted in red, because it looks like, you know, that's the most active document. But
Yeah, that's,
unless you have a better idea.
Yeah,
I gotta tell you, girls, I had I was working from 3 different ones. I actually had the July 16th, and I've got it together. I apologize if that stuff was a little confusing. I finally figured out after talking to Elena which one you guys were actually working on. I did get the all the corrections from the July 1st meeting that the policy committee met and made the changes. So I added that to what I was also working from. So, but I would have loved to have seen, I did ask, I don't know if it was Kara, I did ask about actually seeing what this looked like after you made the correction. So I'm just kind of taking your notes.
You know what we're going to do?
What I had.
Yeah.
And there were a couple of things that I wanted to share with you about that. So so were you guys done with doing the bylaws, or can I interject a couple things?
So hold on, Debbie. Before we start, is it okay? I'll share the page. So this is the most updated bylaws. Okay, and before we start, I wanted to make a note. Debbie, you gave us this handbook, so yeah, I looked through it. Not related to us at this moment. For the case, it's not correct. Not everything, but there are some things which are not correct. So it was meant, how I understood it was taking different parts from bylaws, some from policies. So I'll tell you right away the mistakes. I can then let you later. Like on the page 2, it says that for example, it says, do you have it? Can you take it on hands and maybe? Yeah. So if you open the second page of where the text is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th line from top, it says, actually 4th, it says communicate with other board members outside of scheduled meeting times whenever necessary to conduct library business. Not correct. Not allowed.
All right.
Well, so that's what we figured out. We went through it all. We had a lot of mess, but I think the mess was very productive. We all figured out, and actually it was productive because even other boards learned on us, particularly Board of Education, learned on our mistakes and got some fixing done. So this is not correct. We cannot meet outside of the officially public meetings to conduct any business. If we meet anywhere beyond the meetings, we can be best friends with Cassie and meet with her 5 times a day, but we do not talk about the public business. So that's very important.
Okay, well I get that in that.
You fixed it?
The one I have is revised. It went out April 2019. So I know when you were in the other day, I was a little concerned that you said that it wasn't official. It's something that has been used. Now I know it has to, everything we're going to be going through has to be checked over and corrections made or revised or whatever. Yeah. But that's what I wanted to give you, only because when I was looking at your meeting minutes for July 1st, it says for your Article 5 directors, you say the committee decided to table this article until the next regular meeting of the board to gain the whole board's acceptance of what the library board of directors' responsibilities should be. So I just wanted to pass that on to you guys because it was part of the bylaw still, and that's what I had.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
but it's not the part of the bylaws.
So for you, because we already, Debbie, we went from December with all this. So we kind of sort things out. That's why we are sharing. Then if you keep,
Well, again, it was given to you just so that you could look through it to see what you might want to put under Article 5.
so hold on, let's continue to fix this document. Debbie, let's continue to work on that. There are other mistakes, like serious critical mistakes, which we cannot have it there. So
Okay,
can we continue quickly for you with you? Let's do it like fast. I'm just gonna tell you.
Well, wait a minute. Okay, I would love to do this with you, but I still want to go over some things with the bylaws.
Okay. Then we're gonna do bylaws. I just want this document which you gave everyone, so you wouldn't give it anyone because it's incorrect. There are many serious incorrect points.
Well, that's what we're supposed to be
That's
doing.
not bylaws. That's handbook. Has no value. So we are working. Hold on. We are functioning on the policies and bylaws. This thing is a simplified version of shortcuts from our bylaws and policies. That's what I understood. Some points came from our policies and bylaws, but some points, while probably in the process of being transferred or somebody looked somewhere else, they are not correct. They are against, they do not coordinate, not with our bylaws, but the main thing, not with state statutes, not with Freedom of Information Act, and not with Robert's rules. So let's
wait, hang on. Is this handbook something that is shared with the public, or is that just for us internally?
That's just for us. That was
It's
something
for
that
us,
they
but
used.
No, I agree with you, Elena. There's egregious errors in here, but it's not so pressing as the other one because it isn't shared with the public, right? I mean, I agree with you. That line has to go and go immediately.
So,
but I mean, maybe we go with the bylaws that are already in progress.
we could, you could, let's do that. But I just, Debbie, I can give you the mistakes later then, so we wouldn't waste time now.
That's what we're supposed to be doing, going over such things. To make
Yeah,
sure
let's do it. Let's do it all. Let's just do it systematically, item by item.
So you mean from the bylaws?
It just looks like that was the most active, that you had taken time to go through and ask about how we wanted, do we want to capitalize this? How did we want to say it? It looked like you had most recently been in this document, correct?
Okay, we are going to bylaws.
Right, so
okay,
let's do that.
Let's do the bylaws, and this handbook we toss away at this moment. So,
okay.
So let's do bylaws. So I'm sharing the screen. So I have questions. So I'm so happy that Debbie's here. I'm sharing the screen with bylaws, which, as I understand, were fixed already. So does everyone see it?
Yep.
Okay, so let's say the date. I have the first question in Article 1. The date.
Hold on. You don't have the right one, Elena. They've given us one in the folder where, like, for example, even under bylaws at the top, they've made it one word.
Yeah,
so
it's got to be one word.
I think we need to, do you not have that one, Elena, to work from?
I can try. I don't know how to fix it here. You know what? I can just fix it later.
Okay, so one word on bylaws.
When you share the screen, I don't know how to fix it while you're sharing. That's it. I can, of course, try to Google Docs. I don't want to mess up.
No, I know what you mean. It's too bad we don't have the active copy scanned or something.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do. Oops. Does everybody see it? No.
Wrong page.
Hold on. I lost something. Yes. No. Hold on. I'm sorry. I did mess this up. Sorry. I didn't get in here. This is it. Okay. I apologize. So it's opening up. It's here. Okay. So bylaws, one word. Yes. I wanted to make sure that Cassie says yes.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Then let's say Article 1. Debbie, you highlighted you put the date in.
I had the date, so I wanted you guys to have that.
Yeah, but I have a question about the date. It says 2010. Means our library was established in 2010?
No, I can tell you exactly what it is. It's a letter that we became, I guess, a nonprofit is what I'm going to say. It is. I'm going by a letter that was made as far as becoming a nonprofit. Yeah, we were the library in here in 2006. I know I questioned that myself because I thought that was kind of odd, but yet it is what it is, kind of a thing. Hold on one second, let me get that.
Actually, the library board of directors, these bylaws, I thought they were established like 84. No.
Actually, and Elena, there's a really bad typo there that's not on Debbie's version. Do you see the very last line of that first article? It says public library, a board, and it should say and board.
And board. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, it's fixed on the version I'm looking at, but it's not fixed there. Debbie, we found another typo.
There's a few of them.
So let me I should just read this as we go in case our other
I do a lot of stuff. I wasn't sure, like, should they be uppercase or lowercase?
Right, yeah, let's make it consistent as we go. I think in general, I think we should just make board capital B, and then we won't have to think about it.
Maybe a different thing, yeah. Because it's kind of, it is a noun. It's, that's your.
It's a proper noun, sure.
So what I've got here, I don't know if you guys have this. I don't know what was given to you when you had gotten your notebooks. I don't even know if everybody got a notebook with this stuff in it, but you should have. It's just a thing. It's Articles of Association of the Wellington Public Library. And it goes to the name of the association shall be the Wellington Public Library. The place in this state where the principal office of the association is to be located is the town of Wellington, town and county. Then it goes third. Said association is an educational organization that serves the needs of the residents of Wellington. And then it goes fourth. The names and addresses of the persons who are the initial trustees of the association are as follows. And it takes the library board that was there, I'm going to guess probably in 2010. It just says, it goes through 6 different things. They're Articles of Association of the Wellington Public Library. It's the undersigned, a majority of whom are citizens of the United States desiring to form a nonprofit association under the Nonprofit Association Law of Connecticut, do hereby certify. And then it has at the bottom the chair and the treasurer signing it. But the date on this is the December 14th, 2010 that I had written down. So that's the only thing I could find that I thought would be what you're asking.
So what do you think, guys? Should we just maybe remove, because it sounds a little bit odd that the library existed from 1984, and that I don't know. We could leave it.
This organization shall be called the Library Board of Directors. It's not about the library existing. This organization shall be called the Library Board of Directors, existing by virtue of Connecticut statutes. It goes on in Article 1. And then 1129, and by an ordinance, good Lord, to establish a Wellington Public Library and Board of Directors. So it's not that the library was established or whatever, but that I think was part of the nonprofit organization and the Articles of the Association for the library.
I thought
so what it's saying is it makes sense, and that's all I could find in coordination with this letter as far as, it's, yes, the library's been around for a long time. We've been in the building since 2006, but that's not what it's asking. And this letter is what shows it. And this was in the policies and in the beginning of the notebook that I have, which is used.
At the end, it says, and by an ordinance to establish a Wellington Public Library and Board of Directors.
Yes.
So I don't know, Cassie, what do you think?
Wait, about which question?
So about this date, we spend so much time. Should we just keep the date, or maybe we just remove it?
By an ordinance to establish the Wellington Public Library Board of Directors or something?
A Wellington Public Library and Board of Directors.
Yes, there we go. Okay, and then take out the second, that makes sense.
No, we're talking about the date. We're talking about the date here. The only date which Debbie could find is 2010, but the library
and it's Articles of Association.
It's from 2006, but it existed from 84 at least, 1984.
The board of directors didn't though, right?
No,
Yeah,
but it says no, board of directors has always existed together with the library.
No, but first, let me say, okay, so it says for first, the name of the association shall be the Wellington Public Library. Second, the place in the state where the municipal office of the association is to be located is the town of Wellington, town and county. Third, said association is an educational organization that serves the needs of the residents of Wellington and the surrounding towns by providing a library and supporting educational functions and events. Fourth, the names and addresses of the persons who are the initial trustees of the association are as follows. Then it gives the names. Then it goes fifth, no part of the net earnings of the association shall I don't think it's about inure to the benefit of or be distributable to its members, trustees, officers, and other private persons, except that the association shall be authorized and empowered to pay reasonable compensation for services rendered and to
Okay, that's okay. So that's okay. Yeah. So let's just keep the date. That's it. Who cares really about the date? So if that's the best we could find, so we put it in there.
I think so.
I want it to
that's
be
the least of
right.
our issues.
Yeah, so the best available date for us. So thank you, Debbie, for taking efforts and finding that letter. Thank you.
I hope it's right. I'm thinking, to me, it makes sense that it would be right. I don't want to just put down anything. But that's what I came up with that.
So
what
as
you're asking seems to be the answer.
Yeah, okay. So now Article 2, the Friday date, which you highlighted, Debbie, we already fixed it. It was already officially revised back.
Okay, well, that's why I gave the letter. There is a letter inside, and again, I'm questioning it because there's a letter that I gave her from the town of Wellington Town Clerk's office. And if you look at it says, Dear Chairperson and Board Clerk. If you look down at the second and third line, one says that the second line says that you have to get the dates in to the state by July 31st. And then the next line says that you have to get it into the town at the clerk's office by December. And I'm wondering, when you say in the bylaws, the meetings of the library board of directors, no, wait a minute, where is? The dates of regular monthly meetings for the year must be filed annually prior to January 31st with the town clerk. I don't think that's right. That's why I wanted you guys to read the letter, because I think the town clerk is one that gets it by December, the end of December. It's the state that has to have it by January 31st.
Do we want to specify then and say the town clerk by December 31st and by the state by January? I mean, do we want to be?
You see the letter though that I sent you?
Yeah.
No.
There was a town of Wellington town clerk. It's dated just October 26, 2017.
Oh, that one. Hang on. Yep.
So if you read it, yeah, look at those two lines and what you're asking. I think they're not correct, but help me with that. That's what I'm thinking.
I know this year, first of all, we held the meeting, the first meeting of the new board was in December. So I think they do give some period of grace. I think by January 31st. I mean by December, hold on.
Because there's a certain amount of time. You can't have a meeting either. It's got to be 30 days after the election. I think you can't do it before. Like there's certain things about that too that play into it.
So I would just leave it January 31st because it always had been there, and that letter.
Yeah, but the letter from the clerk is saying she wants it before then.
That's right.
Well, submit to that. Maybe she did not know.
And this way, I'm going to guess it has to be that way, because if she gets it first, then she has to pass it on to the state. No, I don't know if we do that as a group, but I think that's something she needs so she can do. So hers, I think that's why hers is December and the state is January, why she's asking for it by the end of December.
So that's why I said, so should we just specify they must be filed annually prior to December 31st with the town clerk, comma, and by January 31st with the state, library board.
To know about the state part. That's something she does.
By December 31st. Well, that's kind of, I think we should check this out. I think we should, this particular question, I think we should call to,
well, you got the letter right there.
Clerk. Did you call to town clerk and ask her?
Honey, it's right there. I didn't have to.
No.
I thought of it, but I mean, that is the proof of it, which is why, no, I didn't. I thought of it, but I thought, no, that's what it is.
I think we better call, because as far as, well, I wouldn't suggest to change until we talk to the town clerk, because
Well,
it
that
could
makes
be
sense.
a little messy here.
If you don't mind, Elena, just, will you take care of that tomorrow? And I mean, you
Absolutely.
could, yeah, maybe you could just email us. We don't need a meeting to talk about
Oh,
that.
no. Okay. Call town clerk. Yes. I'll call tomorrow and ask if, well, we don't have town clerk. And the lady who takes the responsibilities of town clerk, she is not really a town clerk at this point, Tish, I think. So, you know what? I suggest we just wait a little, maybe.
Wait for what?
Or you know what? I can call first select woman and ask. She knows for sure. That's probably the best.
I'm wondering if anything I'm going to bring before you guys is going to be, everything's going to be questioned, or is anything going to be?
I know. This seems pretty micro level.
Well,
But,
it's just, yeah.
I guess
No,
we
that's
just,
okay.
it's okay though. We want to get it right before
Oh,
we publish.
definitely.
Absolutely. Okay, so I'll ask Erica. I'll call you tomorrow and I'll ask you. Maybe she will join us yet. Who knows? So next, okay. So do we have any more questions here, Debbie, in Article 2, or we can move to Article 3?
Let's go to 3.
Okay, hold on.
Article 3.
Okay.
The screen.
Okay, I noticed you guys, let me see what you got there. Okay, Article 2. Okay, dates of, okay, to town clerk, hold on. Now, something that was there, and I think was in let's see, it was in the December, I think 05 bylaws, but looking it over, I was wondering if maybe it's not something we might want to add in, where it says, now here you're talking about the meetings and filing and whatever. It did say once upon a time, again from December 5, special meetings may be called by the chair or by written request of 2 board members. Is that something you guys want to add back in?
What is
this?
You know, because you don't have anything special said about special meetings, and we do them quite often.
No, I'm sorry, Debbie, I missed it. What's the special meetings? Which part are you talking about?
In the bylaws from December 05, there was a line that was there and was taken out when it was revised in July, but it says special meetings may be called by the chair or by written request of 2 board members.
Hold on, we don't see it. We don't have
It
it.
would go under Article 2, Elena. I think she's saying it used to exist there, right?
Yes.
You know what? I honestly think maybe we should. I mean, there have been, what, 4 in the
A
last
lot of them.
month?
And I think in the future, we're going to get a lot more of them too.
I think that might be prudent.
Could you repeat, please, then, Debbie? So for the Article 2, you want to add what?
Under the dates where it says, it would be like the third line, become the third line. Under the dates of regular monthly meeting, I would say, how about putting special meetings may be called by the chair or by written request of 2 board members. It was there, as I said, in December 2005. I don't know why it was taken out in July, but we don't have anything special written about special meetings, and we do them all the time, it seems.
What
Well,
do you think, but what does written request constitute these days versus what it did in 2005? Would that be?
It doesn't speculate, Kathy.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if we should like by an email letter, like, I just wonder even what that means.
hold on, guys. Whatever we say that the chair or any 2 members can call, that's Robert's rules. So we don't really want to rewrite the whole Robert's rules in here. So
I just think we should address special meetings under meetings.
Probably that's why it was removed, because it's repeating of something which is obvious. And actually, it's probably not just Robert's rules, it's also state statute about special meetings. That the chair, I'm pretty sure that it's a state statute about special meetings, the procedure of them being called.
These bylaws are for us to follow. If it's just reiterating it, I don't think that's such a bad thing.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think we're
It's
doing all
just
of
something
Robert's
that I
rules.
thought would be important, given all the special meetings that we're doing.
I'm going to agree with Debbie. I mean, I agree. Like, maybe we could just refer to Robert's rules, but I mean, we want to make sure, like, if we're calling special meetings, that we're doing it the right way, since there seem to be some and more coming. I would agree with you.
Okay,
It's
so
only going to be a sentence, right? Is that what it was? A
Yeah,
sentence?
yeah, but you're right, Kathy. What would written, that's something that the board would have to say, what do you want it to be like when you say written request? It
Mhm.
can be either or, but
Right, and that's where I think, I mean, because 2005, we really weren't necessarily emailing or texting or whatever even it was. Maybe we want to say either by mail or email or whatever. I mean, maybe we even want to say what that, I don't know. I don't know how micro we want to go on that, but I think that
or
would
just written
cover
could
us.
be a number of things. You're right. Written could be a text, written could be email, it could be a letter. Written,
okay,
yeah,
Debbie, could you please tell me exactly, so where do you want to put it and the exact words so I could put it in our.
Yeah,
so
read
if
it
you're
slowly.
looking at Article 2, you've got your first paragraph starts with meetings. Your
Yep.
second sentence is the dates of regular monthly meetings. Then I would put it right after that because it's still talking about the meetings.
Okay. Can you dictate it to me, please?
Okay, special meetings
Okay.
may be, two
Mhm.
words, may be called
Mm-hmm.
by the chair
Mm-hmm.
or by
Uh-huh.
written request
Okay.
of 2 board members.
And when the chair calls it, how does she call it? Does that, it doesn't even matter what medium or?
No, it's not stating anything like that. I don't know how specific you want to get, but she could probably do it too, like you say, by phone call, by text, by email,
Okay.
or
Okay, I mean, it's fine by me.
we could.
And ultimately, we're going to present this back to the full board, right? I mean, Carrie could say, oh, no, it has to be this way, or, but let's float this for now.
Yeah, well, in reality, last meeting when we did in July, we really, next time when we discuss it, I want to make sure we have enough time, because every question should be separately voted on, not just because we just disregarded everything and we were in a hurry, just whatever, scrambled everything. So I don't want that to have to happen again. So Debbie, so this is how it sounds. Special meetings may be called by the chair or by written request of any 2 members of the board.
Well, you could put any in there, it just says 2, yeah.
Of 2 members of the board.
Of 2 members, yeah.
Yep, I think 2. You don't need any. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Of the board.
Yep, and capital B, because that's what we're going with.
Of the board. Okay.
Good.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
Something else, Debbie, here.
Nope, Article 2 is okay at my end.
All right, Article 3. Now we've got 2 different options for how we describe or define a quorum. And by the way, just in your version, Debbie, put the hyphen back in between 6 and year, as long as we're doing the little bits.
6 your turn?
Yeah, because it wasn't the original. It should be 6 hyphen year.
Oh, I didn't see it in the original one. Okay. I have it
So,
separate.
Cassie.
6 year.
Cassie.
Yeah.
This actually is a version which I put on the screen. This is the one which you fixed, and that's the one which you sent it to me. So
Yes.
I maybe if you see some grammar mistakes, maybe like you just fix it. Like for example, that article 1 and board of directors.
Yeah, if I can get back on this, I mean, sure. Like I think it's,
I can
go
just
ahead.
mail it to you after the meeting again
Okay, yeah, sure.
to make sure that because from this screen it doesn't work for me. So okay, we're moving to Article 3. Yes.
And
Yes.
the only reason why I say that, because that was one of the revisions that was made on the most current I had. And I didn't know if that was maybe more legal sounding kind of a thing, you know, or not. Either way works for me, but that was something that was written down in place of, but I suppose you could use either or. I didn't know if maybe, you know, like I say, legal wise, that sounds better. Or it's, you know, that's just sharing.
Okay, let's read then. So Debbie, also I will share with you this version of the bylaws. So you could maybe substitute it with the one which is on the library side, because this is the most recent. And actually this one has 6 hyphen-year term. That's what you wanted, Cassie?
Yes, please.
So it's already on the screen. So with it's simplified. Okay. So you wanted to add first paragraph in Article 3. You wanted to add half plus one will continue quorum of all members. I tell you the truth, I wouldn't do it because it's kind of majority says it, but
No, she's saying either or. It like, I mean, it's the same. Literally,
Yeah.
it's like 6.5
It is
dozen.
the same, exactly.
Yeah.
It's
So
So I
just
just
full,
would
mem-
prefer.
full library board members will constitute quorum. Well, there is a problem here. The problem is next. That's what we encountered in the beginning when
Right.
we had four members of the library board and 3 met. 3 did not constitute the quorum in accordance with this. So we don't
Yeah.
have to do anything now, but I would put the majority of the actual members, minimum 3 constitute the quorum. In case, if for example 2 members are missing, because if we have vacancies to fill, 2 vacancies to fill on the library board of directors, we could not function for 2.5 months. That was a problem before the budget.
But
Right.
is there something to do with Robert's rule or
No.
with the law that says you have to have a certain percentage?
No.
Because I know that was the case for a lot of months, that there
I
weren't enough
actually-
people, and so they couldn't vote on things.
I-
So by law, what do we have to do?
Yes, so this is what I did at that time. I actually called to the Don Lavelle at the state library, and she told me that the Roberts rule, she told me there, I could not find it. She said the correct way is to have majority of actual members, minimum 2. I would put here minimum 3 for us at least, just to kind of sounds a little bit strange. But if, for example, the board has just 3 actual members, then all 3 had to get together and take a decision. I would, she said, we were paralyzed and were unable to conduct business. She said it's absolutely wrong. We could conduct the business with 2 members, but I suggest to put 3. That's me. So I think this is, we don't have to do it now, but I would really come back to it because it was a huge problem. I think it actually contributed towards the mess where we ended up in.
Well, I would agree with that. I just want to make sure that would work for us. But since we're trying to make things correct, I would just want to make sure that, in fact, we can do that.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
You know what, Debbie?
I think I want to come back to that too. I want to find out about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we need a majority and not just an arbitrary number like 3. But at the same time, like you say, if there are only 3 people total, then what do you have, a board of 2 making decisions?
You
So
know,
I don't
that's
know.
just it. You can't. That's
Right.
yeah.
No, you can.
You can.
That's what that Don Lavelle told me. But Debbie, can we ask you if that's okay with you to try to get in touch with Don Lavelle for this particular question and ask her suggestion, because that's her job actually, to help us with the correct wording of the
You
policies
think she
and
has the
bylaws.
authority then to do? She would have the answer. She'd be the one that would do it?
No, she would suggest us the wording. You could officially email it to her and explain we had the situations when the library board was paralyzed, was unable to function, because this is what our bylaws say, that only 6 members and 4 is a quorum. And when we had 3, we could not conduct the business. With 4 members, actual members, I would put majority. That's what she told me at that time. She told me, but you better coordinate it with her with again better wording from her.
All right, I'll do some more checking into that, because I just want to make sure legally. I mean, it would work for us that way, but does that mean we're at a stalemate and we can't do anything going forward, or is it okay if we do with what just we have and going forward?
No, that's what she told me. So it's good if you'll get in touch with her and ask her. So I would add the majority of actual members and comma minimum 2 or minimum 3. She told me at that time minimum 2. I would put minimum 3. But
Okay,
let's
so
ask
then,
her.
yeah, I think what you're trying to say then, Elena, is the majority of members or 3, like whichever comes, not like whichever comes first, but you're saying if we don't have more than 3 members, it has to be a full threesome that is in a meeting. Or if you have 4 people, it has to be 3.
Or
If
less
you have
than.
5 people, it has to be 3.
The majority of actual members. That's
Why the word actual? That part confuses me.
I met it somewhere in Robert's rules at some point when I was digging in there. So somewhere it mentions actual, because actual members means that it's not, we are supposed to have 6 members board, but we have 2 vacancies to fill. So we actually have only 4 members. They say 4 actual members. That's how I saw it.
Okay, because it sounds like you have like a ghost person who just like, a puppet or something, like no one's actually there. Okay, I think we need to check on this, and maybe at the state level.
Yeah, I just want to make sure there's not a percentage.
Right, exactly.
So I agree. So if we have vacancies to fill, what's our quorum in that situation? So Debbie, can it be on you?
Sure.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so then we are
determined.
What else?
Oh, you know what's really, you guys, for under membership where it says under registration of a member of the board.
Upon resignation of a member.
Resignation. Okay, this is weird because I understood it and we were practicing this, so let me run it by you. The board may make a recommendation to the Board of Selectmen for a candidate. Actually, it's not the Board of Selectmen, it's to the first selectman. You can ask even Erica about this because she actually did it. This happened just, I think, last year. I believe that it should be not saying the board may make a recommendation to the Board of Selectmen. I think it's supposed to say they can make a recommendation to the first selectman, because Erica herself or whoever is the first selectman solely has that responsibility and duty. It's not for all the selectmen to do that.
No,
it never was.
No, it's not correct. I think she probably did not know at that time. All those decisions are taken by the Board of Selectmen. She has no authority to take the decision.
Double check it, Elena. That's what I'm saying.
Do you want to double check it with her? Because I know for sure, I want you to hear. I don't want to be. I know for sure that.
All right, then I would question, because I know it was just recently done, and she was one who really did it, and that was supposed to be. She's okay. I'll check, but
we did it while I was there in December and in January and in February. In January and February, we did it twice, and it was Board of Selectmen.
Okay, well, okay, and I'm saying just the opposite. It was done, and it was
Board
just
of
the first
Selectmen.
That made that
publicly
decision.
done. Nothing. It's all about everything to be done publicly on public meetings. That's why it's a Board of Selectmen. But if you have doubts, you are more than welcome.
I do only because I know it was practiced that way. That's why I was surprised when I saw it.
Yeah, that probably was wrong, and that's okay. We did a lot of wrong things. We're fixing up. We're figuring out, and we're learning. We're all learning. So we can.
Is it okay then if I ask Erica and see a little bit more about that?
Yes, please. So yeah, whether it's just to the first select person, and I do agree that we should go with select person, or to the full board. Yeah, who has that right?
So you could.
I'll ask Erica.
And actually, Debbie, if you could please also ask it that Dawn Lavelle. She's a lawyer. She knows it.
You would know about select person or selectman?
Oh, she knows all those. She knows all those state statute and Robert's rules and who is what. That's her work. That's her job.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
So I would. That would be a second question to her.
Okay.
I would really. I would just. That's all what I can say. We want to do it right. We don't want just to do it through. So okay. Are we ready to move the page?
Okay.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay, page number 2. So. Every election of officers will be held on an annual basis every December. You highlighted every December?
Oh, only because it had on it after the municipal election in November, I didn't know if that was something, again, I'm going by the different bylaws, what were in them once upon a time. I didn't know if that was important to put in or not.
So this is what I understand. I understand that it has nothing to do at this particular place, has nothing to do with the town election. It means that on the board, library board, the offices, election of offices should take place every December. For example, in December, I'm a vice chair, I can become a secretary, or somebody else will revote if somebody wants to change their office. That's what they mean. That's how I understand. Or we could all decide, let's just leave it as it is. So as I understand, they did it like from democratic point of thinking that we should all try out all different positions. If somebody is not happy, they can change it. That's
Okay,
what
I was just thinking, because it was election of officers and it's a voting matter, that it had to be done a certain time after the election. I mean, it does say every December, not January or February, so I suppose that's specific.
I mean, if we're being, like, Karen Ann only became our treasurer in May, so I mean, I don't know, like, do we even need to, like, do we want to just say as soon as possible? Or, I mean, like you say, Elena, you could move between offices. Like, how do we cover that in terms of the language?
Yeah, and legality too of it or not.
Yeah, this is what it says. This is communicates that in December we could re-elect inside of the board our offices. I personally think I'm so happy that Karen Ann is a treasurer and she's gonna learn, and I don't want to learn. It would be like a waste. She was learning and she would have to change the office. But I don't know. Guys, whatever you think, if you want.
I guess, okay, in the event a vacancy occurs, or we could say occurs or persists, the library board will elect a member. I mean, because that, in other words, it didn't occur because somebody vacated it and Karen Ann stepped in. It just happened to persist all the way back for a couple of months, right? So maybe we just add that.
Yes, there was a free office, there was a vacancy to fill, and there was a free or like a vacancy in office. That's
okay,
all.
so in the event a vacancy occurs or persists, that's how I would cover it. And then that lets you know that it just hadn't yet been filled, and that leaves you the option of going past December.
So, Cassie, what's your suggestion?
So just change the words. So in the event a vacancy occurs or persists in an office. And then that gives us the latitude to do it at any point.
Not in December. Yeah. Okay. Hold on then.
Well, I mean, I don't think you have to change that sentence. I think election of offices would be held every December in the event, meaning, oh, we didn't have enough people yet, or somebody moves from town in March, in the event a vacancy occurs or persists. And so we want to do it in December if we can, but in the event that we can't, the next sentence would open that option.
And I was thinking mentioning the election in November, just as far as it could be any time after that, but it had to be after that.
Okay, so election of offices will be held on an annual basis following November's election day or something like that?
That's what I was, that's what where I was going with it.
Okay, so it could be.
And then it could be January, it could be December or January or
but just, yeah, like, you know, as soon as possible following the annual election or something.
I think that truly, I think we should just leave it as it is. I think it covers all. Whatever you said, I think it covers. No.
Okay. Well, then, just if you don't mind, I would say occurs or persists, because occurs.
Okay. Then so hold on. Let me write it down. So in the event a vacancy. Hold on. Occurs or persists. That's what.
Right.
So yes.
Right. Yes.
Officers will
but I do wonder about. I mean, what Debbie's saying is true too. Like, is there anything preventing us from getting the officers established prior to December?
No.
So, but saying every December.
It says 30 days after.
Well, let's say if somebody is doing, it doesn't apply to us, but if somebody does a terrible job, like really terrible job, somebody is whatever, who knows, just whatever, then, and we cannot just say that, give up, but in December, we have a right to reconsider everybody's responsibilities. So it's like a yearly opportunity for us to fix our offices.
Well, absolutely that. I guess, so my question was just like, I think Deb was saying, what if, like, let's say, election day is like really early in November. Can't we get officers established prior to December? Or is there something that says it has to be a certain number of days after elections?
I read somewhere, and of course I can't tell you where, so I'm going on my memory here. I thought I had read somewhere that there was a time frame of like had to be 30 days or something.
Okay,
So
then maybe
that's the only reason why I was thinking
yeah.
December.
So no,
Which is why
this
I
is what
highlighted
happens. I know for sure. So during the first meeting of the new board, the chair, the vice chair, and in the best possible, the chair and the vice chair must be elected during the first meeting. But during the same meeting, the priority, it's better to have all offices elected. It doesn't work all the time, but at least chair and vice chair must be elected during the first meeting. But again, the first official meeting after the election, all the officers must be elected. That's a agenda for the first meeting after the election.
Do we want to word it that way? Election of officers will be held at the first meeting following the election rather than every December?
I like that, works for me.
So election of
I think that
officers will be held, and not officers, but offices, which is a typo on the one on the screen, will be held on an annual basis. Oh God, no.
No, I think we're stuck.
You had it right, Kathy.
I did, but then wait, hang on. On an annual basis, Debbie, what was it? What was I just saying? I got myself distracted.
Election of the officers will be held during the first.
Okay.
After the elections in November, the elections in
On
November.
an annual basis at the first meeting after the municipal election in November. And then don't even put every December in, just say at the first meeting.
The meeting.
That would have some leeway.
Not first meeting, because usually after the election, the old board meets after the election, and the new board meets second meeting after the election.
Oh, okay.
So,
now I don't even know this protocol.
Guys, I suggest let's leave it. Let's think about it. Let's
Okay.
How about this?
Okay.
Let's all think, and let's just come back.
Okay.
Come back to the question
Any suggestions?
with election of officers.
Okay.
With election of officers. Okay. In this every December. Every December. Okay. So is it okay? So let's just, because we are stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So then let's go to Debbie, is it okay, or you have something to say?
No, I had a thought, but I don't think it was for doing in the bylaws.
Okay. No, let's continue then with bylaws. We're still in bylaws. Let's just go.
No, that's what I'm. Okay. It's the thought. Go ahead.
So next is Article 4. You highlighted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The secretary position. The secretary shall keep a record of attendance and the record of official actions of the board. Be responsible for correspondence as requested by the chair. So notifying this is what members of all meetings. That's not secretary's responsibility.
That's what I was wondering, because that was once in the notes, and that's why I was. So who does do that? Is that Karen?
Chair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If that's the case, should we move that phrase up to what the chair's duties are?
That's a good idea.
It says
Somebody's got to take responsibility, because a lot of times people don't know.
Right, and it says under chair, it just says conduct meetings and perform any other duties. That's pretty vague. I feel like we ought to include notify members of all meetings. And I mean, okay, well then that actually brings up a question. Elena, you were the one, for example, on this subcommittee meeting to call it out, not Carrie. But
Yes.
that says all meetings. Does all meetings cover subcommittee meetings? And if so, does that change what Carrie needs to do here? Or do we want to just say of all
General meetings,
general meetings?
or yeah, monthly meetings or general meetings or.
No, Robert's rules clearly cover that subcommittees are managed, are not managed by the chair of the meeting or by the chair of the board. They're
So do we want to
managed
say notify members of all general meetings or
of all regular meetings.
regular meetings? That's a good
Regular and, well,
That's
there are
okay,
also
they take
special meetings.
responsibility for that.
There are also special meetings. There could be executive meetings.
Okay, regular and special. Okay, so if you
Let's
could
say, hold on. No, we don't need to change it. It's just board meetings, because we are not board meeting. We are a committee, policy committee meeting. So if
Okay.
we say board meetings, it covers all types of meetings.
well, that's why I was saying regular and special.
Well, then executive too. It kind of
Okay, all right.
meeting. So the chair shall conduct board meetings. We add shall conduct and notify all, shall conduct board meetings and
Yes.
notify
And
members.
notify.
Yes, I'm such a, here's what I think. I mean, I understand that language can, if it's too specific, lock us in, but I also want this to be a manual that guides people going, wait. Who's supposed to call this meeting? And I want someone to be able to look at this and go, oh, that is the chair. Oh,
No
that's
doubt about it, yeah.
yeah. And so,
So it doesn't get forgotten about and it gets. Yeah.
right. And so I wonder, I mean, when you're saying we don't have to add regular and special, do you think when you say, so the chair shall conduct board meetings subject to the approval of the directors, notify members of all board meetings and perform any other duties, is that enough to cover everything other than subcommittee callings, meetings being called?
Subcommittee has nothing to do here with
I
bylaw.
know, I'm just saying, does it cover us if you just say board versus regular and special board?
No, it covers, because
Okay.
because subcommittee is not a board meeting.
Okay,
So we are under a different Robert's rules, clearly separate subcommittees, committees, and board meetings. So we are much more relaxed procedure than we can take a decision. That's it. While the board can take a decision.
okay.
Okay, Debbie, did you make that note?
I'm sorry, Elena?
Did you make that note? So do we want to put notify members of all meetings in the description of chairs?
I would like to see it there so that we know someone's responsible for doing it and it doesn't get forgotten about.
So
I
do you
agree.
want to put it in there too? Like in your note, do you make notes? Or I'm making notes.
Yeah, I guess like she's saying, copy and paste from whatever like
Okay.
take that red line and move it up.
Okay, so we are putting notify members of all meetings. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, so I wouldn't forget. Members of all meetings to move it.
Are you gonna specify like just board and special or just leave it all meetings? Because you did say about the subcommittee, she doesn't have to.
No, yeah, it's a different org system. No,
And that'll be-
we don't need to specify what kind of meetings. The board meetings, any board meeting, is handled totally and conducted totally by the chair. Any board meeting, when the whole board gets together, we are not the whole board, we're just committees. So, okay, next, moving next.
Sure,
So
sure.
1205 says the treasurer. The treasurer, Debbie, we had a lot of talk about treasurer for actually 3 months, if not more. So, so the treasurer, what you added here, Debbie, or it says the treasurer will keep an itemized account of all funds. I don't think this is the responsibility of the treasurer. I think Karen Ann was figuring it out for so long that we should really talk to her where she ended up. So Debbie, if there is any way you can call Karen Ann and coordinate it with her, because I even don't know what she.
Well, aren't we supposed to be telling her what we wanted to have done and not
No, because there is a part of the job which, like, part of the job is done by the town now. So
No, actually, that they sharing it, but she actually does play a part in it.
yeah, I would, in
Okay.
order to put any changes in here, I would really insist on talking to Karen Ann, because she socialized on this account with our financial director, with Donna Latinchich. She talked to whoever was responsible, and she now has a picture of what's requested from her. So
Okay,
I
now
would
I'm not changing anything. I'm just reinstating stuff or keeping as is. That's not my opinion or whatever. That's actually what
I have
it says. It says even in July. from
Debbie,
that
I don't
version.
think I do not want to put anything on Karen Ann just because it was written somewhere. I would suggest to coordinate it all with Karen Ann. And
Okay, I'm not getting some. So what do you have right now written for the treasurer's
look, it's on
job
the screen.
description there?
What we have now, it's on the screen. Look,
Okay, let's see.
the treasurer will keep an
treasurer.
itemized account of all funds.
Okay. So that's not any different. The treasurer will keep an itemized account of all funds. Okay. Expenditure, and so that's fine. That works for me.
So we
Okay.
wanted to remove as necessary, but we will not deepen discussing it. So we just keep it at this point.
Okay, so none of the red stays.
Yeah,
right?
because that I know you
Well,
want
pretty much the same thing. I was just using funds instead of all money. So it's actually saying the same thing.
Yeah, okay, so then it's good. That's what Karen Ann is okay with. So
So it's
really
going to
don't-
say everything in the black ink stays, is right?
yeah,
Somewhere
and
up there.
Yeah, the
And the
treasurer will
esne-
keep an itemized account of all funds or, okay.
so we just keep it as it is,
By the treasury board, okay.
as it's on the screen, Cassie.
Okay, okay, yep.
And I'm gonna share it after we're done. I'm gonna just send it to you and Debbie to you, so you could have it. And Debbie, you
With the
will.
corrections?
Yeah, so not even with corrections, with whatever we have, because this is how it is approved at this
Wait a
point.
minute, it's different on what I have in front of me. I have the treasurer will keep an itemized account of all monies received, including dates, sources, and amounts. And you have.
Well, that's what you have in front of you. This is what Debbie had, and it from different versions, from different.
Yeah, in December 05, that's how it was
Yeah.
written.
She
And then
did
we're
not
going
know.
to clump it into just
Okay.
an itemized account of all funds.
All right, well, just send me whatever and I'll read it and assume that whatever I'm proofreading is the most current and approved.
Yeah, the
Okay.
one we are looking is the most. Debbie just did not know that we have the most
Right.
recently revised.
No, I got that. It just, now I'm like, okay, I've got a black and a red here and I've got something, a third different one over there.
Yeah, where it says expenditures will be approved.
Yeah, so the major version is the one which is on the screen. That's what we are working on, and that's so. Okay, let's move on. So I did not Article 5. I did not understand. You put in red the
That's fine.
librarian. Where is that?
That's fine. That's fine. It used to not say library director, so it just said librarian, but that's fine.
Okay, so you just, it's from the old version. Okay, so you have a new version today, the one which we use now. So next, the library board of directors committees.
I have a quick
Appoint
question.
committees.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. Take that back for a second. Let's see. Directors. The board.
I have
will
a
also
question.
be
Just because it sort of happened to us, termination of the director will require 2 weeks advance notice. Does that mean from the, meaning the board needs to give the library director 2 weeks? Or does he need to give 2 weeks notice, which kind of didn't happen this time?
Yeah, actually, that's good. I'm glad you say that, Kathy, because actually it should say termination of the director, the library director will require 2 weeks advance notice in writing by either, if somebody from if somebody on the library board is going to be leaving, or if the library director themselves supposed to be leaving, they should be given 2 weeks notice in advance and in writing. Doesn't matter which party it is.
Actually, our policies do say it, but there were a lot of our, whatever was concerning the director, it was not followed at all. He did whatever he wanted.
Right.
So, but it does say it clearly. It has always been there. 2 weeks from both sides.
Does that also include firing somebody? I mean, who
No,
fires?
we're at will. Anybody can be fired or let go for whatever reason at will. I don't know about the library board.
How about the
At will.
director? Who fires the library director? Should that have actually happened this time?
The library director, only library board of directors has the right to fire and to hire.
Do we want to put that in somewhere, or is that covered
No,
elsewhere?
it's covered. It is
Okay.
totally covered.
I would like to see, and actually will assist the director in the employment of other library staff members. Well, it's as requested. I suppose the library director could certainly ask you guys for help, but that does fall. You guys only do the director. The director does the rest of the staff as far as hiring and firing. But
actually, at this point, in our bylaws and policy, like in our policies somewhere, I found the contradictory material, so we really would like it fixed. If that's how we want director to be free, then we have to fix it and make it clear. So we should really talk about it. But there are weak spots which contradict each other. Some say yes, he can do it. Some say no, he cannot. So, and definitely, I think 2-week notice required for every position. I think I saw it somewhere in policies, but we'll go there. So at this point, it's not our conversation point. Okay. So,
are we adding something or?
Yeah, Article 6. You highlighted. You said the committees should be capitalized.
Yeah, I got a thing for
Should it be Cassie? She's a language teacher.
I don't think so. I think once it becomes the bylaws subcommittee or the policy subcommittee, now you've got a proper noun. But I don't think so here.
Yeah, because it's a common. It's nothing, not particular.
Right. And I mean, if we're doing that, like we have, for example, like under officers, the library board of directors is capital B, but under the paragraphs like under Article 4, it's just board meetings, lowercase b. So I think here that's why I would keep a lowercase c.
Yeah.
Can I just ask a question about directors again? So are we going to add the termination of the director or are we going to add that?
But it's there. Hold on.
Well, it's under yours on the screen.
It's not on the screen.
It's in the policies, in the description of the duties, director's duties.
I think it should be added here.
Okay, let's add here. I agree. So let's add it.
Yep, just as Debbie had it written, termination of the director will require 2 weeks notice advance notice in writing by either party.
So hold on. Article 5 then. Article 5. So we add termination of the director will require 2 weeks advance notice in writing by either party.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Add termination.
I mean, it doesn't give even 2 weeks much time to do anything, but it's better than 1 day.
Yes, right.
No, but our policy is clearly stated, but we can put it on bylaws.
Yeah, I don't have it on the screen or on mine, so that's why.
Yeah. So, but it's definitely in our policies, but it's okay. So let's put it in bylaws too. So termination. Okay, so we'll add this. Then let's move on to call to order. That's
I would make it a lowercase o.
I'm cool. It's just that it was like with call to order in uppercase, or like, treasurer's report. I don't know if those
Right.
kinds of things should
I
be
think if you're going to
uppercase.
do it one place, you should be consistent, and you didn't do it anywhere else. So I would say lowercase on the.
That's because I was going to, but I didn't want anybody to be mad at me.
No, I agree with you.
Just like,
So we leave it as it is then. Look, that's what we have. Call to
Oh,
order.
on the screen. Yeah, leave it as is on the screen.
Okay.
And present to speak, I guess, lowercase s, because on the screen it's capitalized.
We're going to start it with uppercase.
Cassie, could you please fix it like, well,
Yep, I will
Yeah.
fix it later.
thank you. Because I don't want even to put grammar mistakes in our minutes. I mean,
Nope, that makes me cringe, so.
yeah, thank you. I
And
appreciate
okay,
it. That's how I am in Russian. I can't take Russian mistakes. So thank you. So moving on. Debbie, did you try to say something?
No, I'm good. I'm just saying you have fundraising, one word. The one I was looking at had 2 words.
Hang on,
Okay.
go back to committees. The library will appoint committees as needed, but on the screen it says subcommittees.
I didn't do that.
No, this is, I think that was by mistake. It did not belong to there. We wanted to fix
Okay.
it. So we just, I'll
committee,
remove it.
is a committee different from a subcommittee?
It's
what are
actually
we
the
right now?
same thing.
They're the same thing.
It's under.
Well, let's say subcommittee is like now the subcommittee, we are policy committee, and last meeting I was absent at the regular meeting. You appointed the subcommittee for particular question in policy. So it's kind of subcommittee under us.
Really? Okay.
I don't know, were you at last meeting? Because
I've been at all the meetings, but I'm like, are you saying that committees and subcommittees are the same thing? They're just called differently depending on.
No. Actually, committees, it's like we see in our committee, we ask, we ask you and the Joy to concentrate on particular questions. That's a subcommittee.
Okay.
But it was done kind of without us. It's okay. So
All right. So in other words, back to the way the words had originally read, the library board will appoint committees as needed.
Committees.
Does that cover
It
us?
has to be committees.
And so it covers us for committees / subcommittees. It's one and the
Yes.
same.
Subcommittees go under committees. Lower.
Okay.
So we don't
That's how I understand. Debbie, what do you think?
have-
Yeah, okay. No, that's
yeah.
yeah.
I know you have the board, and then the board you have committees or subcommittees from the board, but I don't know how you can have committees and have subs to the committees. I don't know. That's
Yeah. Well, and now that I'm thinking about it, doesn't the Board of Ed just have committees, or do they have subcommittees too, Elena?
No, they have committees.
I would say just committees.
They have committees.
Where did we even come up with subcommittees? That's so silly.
I don't understand. So I don't know where this word
Kind
came
of like
from.
Crawford does one, half does the other. They're kind of the same.
Right. Yeah, it just sounds like we've subdivided and
Personally.
subdivided again, like a half-life or something. I don't know.
You probably, when we were working on it, we just had a question about it, and we put it in there and we forgot. Oh, maybe.
No, it's not even the document itself. I'm just saying right now, like
You're
we've been
thinking about, yeah.
policy and bylaws subcommittee meeting, and now that I think about it, why aren't we just the bylaws committee? Like it's all so silly. Anyway.
You're right. It should, I get you. Right. Absolutely.
It's silly.
Okay.
Got my vote, Cap.
Okay, so we do fundraising. So praxis. No member of the board shall designate his or her praxis. We're looking at Article 9.
Yep.
So 716, it
That
was revised. So we don't need to add that revision because we put the date when it was revised anywhere. We put at the end of the document, and it is mentioned here. You see, Debbie?
You put here. It to the 10. I got that.
Yeah, 716, it was in here already, so.
Now you guys added, providing that notice of said amendments has been given at a previous meeting. I don't see it on the screen, but that's what you had on your paper. And it used to be on one of the other bylaws that went back to December 05. So I just.
So what do you mean about the?
Where it goes Article 10.
Yes.
You can change to 19. It says the bylaws of the Library Board of Directors may be amended by a 2/3 vote at any regular meeting. But then on your paper for your like your changes, you added, and it's fine because it used to be on the other prior bylaws, and I just was wondering if you're still keeping it. You had put on added, providing that providing that, it's so hard to talk with this mask on, providing that notice of said amendments has been given at a previous meeting. Are you still going to keep that there?
No,
It's not on this.
not there.
No, I don't.
We did not add it. Maybe we were thinking, but it's not there. And
You got it on your do-over, so that's what I was just saying.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what makes more sense. Like, I don't know what the procedure should be, so.
I am looking at if we even talk about under.
I don't know if you just take it for granted that that's the case, or, yeah, I just saw that it was taken out, then it was, you guys have here that you reinstated, and I think it's good, but I just didn't know. I see here it's not the
No,
same.
it came to us already as it is. We did not touch it. We did not add anything and did not take anything away from it. So how it is now, Article 10, that's how it works. So we even did not put any suggestions. Now I'm checking the minutes for the meeting when we discussed it.
Yes, the very last line, you guys wrote it in. That's what I'm just saying.
Yeah.
We did what? We wrote it in? I don't see it in here, did we?
You have at the very bottom of your minutes for the July 1st, you have down for Article 9 amendments, change the 9 to a 10.
Yes.
Then first paragraph, add, providing that notice of said amendments has been given at a previous meeting. So that's why I was questioning, because I don't see it here, but
We did it. It's from which meeting? Did we miss it?
Wednesday, July 1st?
Well, July 10th. We did not have July.
Well, mine says Wednesday, July 1st.
That
Policy
was a
committee.
policy committee meeting.
Yeah,
Policy committee meeting that's when we make suggestions. We do not take decisions. So
whatever.
our regular meeting was on Friday, July 10th, and I'm looking at the minutes of that meeting. And because that meeting, we really did not have a chance to introduce anything. We really did. We were shut down, really. So we even did not mention it anyhow. So we
probably just take now if you wanted to or not. I just was bringing it up for that reason.
Yeah, if you guys want to put it in there, but it's not mentioned anywhere here.
Does anybody think it's necessary, or it doesn't have any great weight?
I don't know. I mean, I'm genuinely, I don't know.
Well, I checked this question earlier.
Well,
I checked this question back in winter, and I checked with other libraries. I checked not with other libraries, with state statutes and Robert's rules, and it's totally up to us. If we want it, we can put it in. If we don't have to. The thing is, if
we have to give the public notice ahead of time, or
we just have to understand. Well, the public notice is really this meeting. So policy committee. If somebody wants to know which change we're going to represent, they should attend the policy committee meeting. But if we need something like quickly to change, that will slow us down on 2 months. So that's all what it accomplishes. If you think it's okay, we can suggest it.
You know, that's funny you say about slowing you down, because I did read something just the other day that states that you're supposed to present it to the public only after you have made your changes, not that they should, and they're not supposed to be a part of when the changes are going on.
Yeah, well, that's not the law. It's maybe you read it somewhere, like even it's not requirement at all. That's up to us. So where you read it, probably they implemented it, but it's not necessary at all. So that's up to us. If you want to bring it for the board, for the consideration of the board,
I'm sure we'll come across it. I've just been reading so many books and so many things and finding discrepancies, and then, you know, I get those aha moments.
So Cassie, what do you think? Should we bring it before the board, or should we?
I do. Like I said, I'm stumped because I often feel like being clearer and more thorough is in your favor, but I also don't want to lock us in. So I do want to ask other people's opinions, since they might have more experience.
That's really, I know for sure that it's not requirement by the law. We don't have to do it, but we can add it, and then nothing is wrong about it. So I personally don't mind to add it. It's just I understand that in certain situations it can slow us down, but it's okay. So
Yeah.
So it,
I mean, I'm leaning towards adding it, but I don't want to do anything that will lock us into some course that, like you say, will just be, you know, another snarl. So
But maybe get the rest of the board's opinion, because I know it's half a dozen, one half dozen of the other for me too, kind of like.
well, and it's sort of ironic that we're getting the board's approval for a statement about the board's approval. So maybe it's really fitting, you know?
That's true.
Let's get 2/3 of a board's approval about a statement on 2/3 of a board approval.
That's too funny.
Right. I mean, maybe that's, and I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like maybe we're coming close to enough for the night, or do we want to get more
yes,
done?
I suggest let's see each other. Normally, I think we had enough.
I got a question, girls.
Yeah.
Now, okay, we don't have a lot of, Hope and I don't have like how to get a hold of you guys. So we've been working through Carrie. I know, Elena, you had mentioned that as far as this committee goes, any correspondence I can do with you. Does that, do I want to, when I send, say, out an email or have a question, like I'm going to follow up with the town clerk, and I will talk to Dawn, and I'll try to get that to you as soon as I can. Do you want me to email both of you?
Everyone, yeah,
just-
3 of us.
I don't have
Our
everybody's.
addresses? I mean, is that what you don't have? Is that what you're saying?
I don't
Yeah,
have,
so-
we don't have anybody on the board's information. I
All
know
right,
Elena's because she's a patron, and I know from her looking up on her account, and we've
I'm
corresponded.
happy to
but-
share my information with you right now if you want to
No,
write
no,
it down.
not right now. Cassie,
Or can you send it?
it's a recorded meeting, so we don't want it.
Oh, thank you. Right. Ooh.
Yeah. So this is Debbie. This is not like a official board. When it comes to committees, it's much more relaxed. So you don't have to communicate with everyone through me here. Not at all.
That's why I didn't know what the protocol
Yeah.
was with something
Here,
like this.
You just, wherever you have information, you email it to everyone. We are just because we want to be productive. We don't want to.
Okay, well, I don't have everyone's, you guys who's on this committee's information. So maybe Kathy, at some point you could send it my way?
Well, I don't have, how about this? You send something to Elena, and then Elena will like hit all of us, and then you'll have
Okay,
us.
I was wondering.
All. Right, Elena?
Just everyone, you just email you information. I just emailed you. Did you get my email? I emailed you 2 days ago, everything.
Got yours.
Yeah, I just emailed Debbie my my address, phone number, email, and what else?
We'll need that for of everybody from the,
All
from
right.
the county.
I mean, and I don't want you to say, wait, is it, I don't have your email, Debbie, or Hope's. So how about that?
If you just go to director at
Okay.
wellingtonpubliclibrary.org, Hope can pass it on to my personal one if I need it.
Director at Willington, you said public library?
Public
all one word?
library, all one word,
.org.
.org.
And the two of you will get together if I just, email you all my info. I'll do that. No problem.
And that way she'll use it for what she needs it, and I can use it for what I need it.
Okay, perfect. I can do that.
Okay, so let's summarize our work today, just to make sure I did not miss anything, and we are on top of everything. So it's on me. I'm going to call select woman tomorrow if I can reach her tomorrow. So I'll try to reach her. Find out when do we submit all the schedule of the meetings, by January 31st or by December.
That's the town clerk, right? You're going to do that with the town clerk.
Town clerk we don't have town clerk at this moment, so I'm gonna call select woman and just ask.
And do you want it? Okay, since you're going to be talking to Erica and I have to talk to her too, do just one of us want to talk to her?
Do you want to ask her about it?
For that? Because I mean, you want me to ask her about my question with her being the sole person to decide on, if somebody's missing by appointment.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I know it's opposite, so I want you to ask it because you have a question, the more logical thing for you to ask because you have a doubt. So
well, yeah, because what's said and what's practiced, which is nothing new around here, is always different.
Yeah, so and then you ask about that with her that question too. Why to bother her twice? Very, very wise. So ask her about by January 31st or by December 31st.
Okay, so and the town clerk, okay.
Because we do not submit to the state. We just submit to the clerk. So we do not need to put 2 dates. We can just put one date to the town clerk and figure out which one.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
then it's on you. Okay, very good. Then we put Article 4. So okay, so what else are we doing? Then whatever we decided to fix there, I made notes, and oh, and then you have to call to Dan Lavelle.
Yep, got that note.
And then Elena, I'll just look for an email from you whenever this document is ready for proofreading, just one last run through, right? That's what I'll do?
I'm gonna do it right now. I'm gonna just quickly fix it and send it, like I'll remove it, whatever.
True, although if the wording changes substantially per Debbie's findings in pursuing these questions, I want to look at it one more time. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. No, absolutely. Okay, you know, how about everything, whatever we decided to change, I'm just gonna put it in the red now on the form, which I will email you. Okay. It will be not Debbie's changes, but whatever we discussed changes. And if I forgot something, you just correct it there, and you know.
All right, whenever I see that, I'll get it, and then I'll just reply all.
Yes, so. Yes, and to Joy, keep Joy in the email too.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, so what else do we need to do? Hold on. Then Debbie, I feel bad that it's more on you, but I would appreciate you do it. So you get in touch with Dan Lavelle and you get in touch with Erica.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, that's on you. Okay, guys. Now the next meeting. Let's discuss the next meeting. I am incredibly busy till the middle of September, so I hardly found this time, tell you the truth. So how about approximately we'll do end of September?
Not a problem.
That's okay. So we'll settle the date later. Whatever. Sure. We'll keep Wednesday.
By email. Yep, that's fine. And
Cassie, is the Wednesdays usually good for you?
I mean, I'm in summer mode right now.
Yeah.
It's gonna change pretty soon. So probably, but I don't know. So let's just be in email touch.
Okay. So by the end of September, I'll get in touch with everyone about the date, and we just will continue. It's probably it will be after the meeting, our regular meeting. So we'll see, what do we want to discuss.
And that's what I was saying. So what I did is when I sent you, again, I'm going by the order of what our big policy book looks like. So it was the bylaws. And then I sent to you a copy of the standards of conduct. And I sent to you guys the conflict of interest policy.
Right.
And I don't know what that attachment's about. I have then the procedures for agendas and minutes.
Yeah, well, and we have it all.
Boards and committees, commissions. So if those things that I sent you, we can work on.
Sure, we can go in order.
You know, kind of things. That's the order I have.
So you're saying, wait, okay, I have standards of conflict of interest, and there's another one.
The standards of conduct. Hold on, I'm flipping through. Conflict of interest policy.
Got it.
Guys, I would tell you the truth. I would suggest something more critical for us, crucial. Like I would.
The only thing with that, Elena, there's so much going on here and whatever. For me, and I mean, you guys have your own 3 people. I don't, I just want to be a part because I want to help you guys with what I know. But if I know when you're saying it's not as important, but if I could go in order with something instead of going here, there, and everywhere, it would help me where I'm at right now with everything else that's going on.
Okay.
Kind of thing.
How about the emergency? I know the last meeting when we talked about the emergency plan was empty.
Yeah, and I got that stuff here we could send you, but
maybe we should just prepare.
And that's separate. So that's okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's where my was, because it was empty. So maybe we could figure something out there. So how about, Debbie, so you gave us this document, so we'll keep it. If you'll find something more important, which is more important for you for us to start working, then you give it to us. So let's be flexible. For now, we'll say we'll start next meeting from conflict of interest policy, standards of conduct. And I also suggest you, Debbie, if you could please, do you have the access to the Google Docs?
No, that's something that I'd be curious. I hope people can get onto it because supposedly there's a lot of information, past information that should be of importance on there.
Okay.
I don't know what it looks like, but that's what I'm hearing, reading.
Yeah, we already know what there is. There are only bylaws and policies. And we are going, I will share with you the link for our, for all bylaws and policies, which are on Google Docs. So I would
I know
appreciate.
you had a hard time getting that once upon a time.
No, listen, you don't have to put any passwords. That link will get you right in.
Okay. Yeah,
But
pass that.
I would ask you too, because I tell the truth, I did not have time to compare them. So the standards of conduct and the conflict of interest policy. Let's check what's there on Google Docs. Let's check it with there before. Maybe it's already all checked, fixed, and you don't want to. Maybe it's okay.
Yeah, it's just something that like we should always go. We should be reviewing everything every year by right, but who knows when the last time it was done.
Yeah, if we
It may not need to be changed. It may just stand as is, like with
That's what I'm trying to say. So I will email you all this bylaws which we talked to, and I will email you, Debbie, the link with that all our bylaws and policies. But Debbie, the bylaws there are old. Those which you downloaded.
Yes.
They're old. They're not working. So you would have to, guys, I'm sorry to ask you so much, but you would have to delete all those bylaws and download the new copy, which I'm going to email you right now.
Do we have the right to do that? Should we keep it, or can we do
that? That one is not revised. That was old. We have revised copy, the one which I will email it to you. That's what it is. You did not understand? So the bylaws, which are...
So what is no longer of any good or use or wrong?
No, they were revised 3 times after
then we should get rid of them. So we don't need to hang on to them, is what
we don't saying. Well, no, I'm gonna email you now the one which is the latest revision. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, do you have any questions?
You're talking to somebody that keeps everything. So when you tell me to get rid of...
No, we don't want to keep everything. It's people actually were calling me and asking, what's the deal with your bylaws?
Oh, well, that's just it. Well, on the website, the bylaws go back to December of 2005. That's the most current ones on the website right now.
Yeah, that's why.
Bylaws 2 is dangerous. The 2 forms that are there are all Word, where people can go in and change stuff. That should not be like that. We have on our website, things that people can get into and change. So
no, on the website, people on our website, they have a way to go and change it.
Oh yeah, if you go on the website and you click on the 2 documents that talk about your policies and procedures, you can go in and bring it up, and you can it's a Word document. You can change anything you want to change. And that's not
right.
Available.
Then it's not downloaded right. It shouldn't be changeable. It should not be.
No, it shouldn't be, but it is.
Hold on. Then I think, could you please write down a 3rd question for Erica? So she would get in touch with her IT personnel, and they would help us to fix it, because it's not supposed to be that way.
Well, I would like to see it off until it does get fixed, kind of thing. It's got to be made to a PDF or something, but even then it's wrong. But yeah.
So let me. I'm still going to email you. We still have to get rid of that version. Whatever is the wrong one, we have to put the new one. But then when you talk to Erica, could you please ask her about the IT help for us with that particular question? So it's probably easy fix, but we cannot let it be like that.
I don't know if she would know her as a part of that. We have our own IT guy that does that. Or we would be the one that would put it on the website. We would be the one that would take off that and put on something different.
Oh, do we have our own IT guys?
Yeah, that's not anything to do with Erica the town. That's our thing.
Then it's wonderful.
I just don't have anything to replace it with. That's the weird thing. I don't have anything besides that, which that's why I say I'd rather see it be taken off
No, it needs to be
Yeah.
public, definitely. It needs to be
Well, if
public.
you get that problem, then that could change, people are
Oh,
seeing.
then
something
there will,
like-
then we will, no, no. Then that IT guy, if we can get in touch with him and ask him to fix it, so it would not be accessible for the public input in there. That's what we need to do.
All right, then I think then I'll make it into somehow figure it into being a PDF or something where it'll stay the same, but they can't get into
Yeah.
it.
Well, somehow we have to do that. Yes. Thank you, guys. I know we're all tired, but we'll move slowly. At least something.
Well, that's just it. I'm not moving slow with anything, and everything's going fast. But that's why if we could just do some kind of order to it, would be of help.
Well,
So,
thank you guys very much. Let's end the meeting at 8:31. I'm gonna make a note. 8:31. We are done, and you have a wonderful night, and thank you for your time. Really.
thank you guys. Thank you. Take care.
Okay. Good night, guys.
Night.
Bye.
So